What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coop's House. This week is going to be a little bit different. So we're kind of on a bit of a side quest. You guys know we have been working on our Chevelle build, which took a rather drastic negative turn for us last week. Rest in peace. But anyway, so this week we are actually going to be working on a friend's 65 Ford Fairlane. He did all the body work, everything, brought it to us. So all we have to do is get this thing in color, put together, and ready to go back to his place. So we're going to handle that. I'm going to show you guys what we're working with. And yeah, so check this out. So I'm not a Ford guy, so not super familiar with these cars, but what I do know about this car, this is a 1 year only, 1 year body style car. So they made this car in 65, changed the body style in 66. So not very many of these. So I'm kind of honored to have been given the opportunity to actually work on this thing. I've took the time to get a little bit of a head start. I've actually already got the doors and fenders hung up, and I know there's a body man freaking out somewhere saying, this guy's painting outside. It's fine. I'm painting single stage. We're going to end up sanding that back down, and we're going to be clearing the whole car. We're not painting the whole car outside, though. We're just shooting the blue outside because I don't have anywhere inside to paint right now. So anyway, I have already did the final sand on the doors. I've already got a coat of sealer. I'm getting ready to spray the second coat of sealer. So he went ahead and did all the body work and actually sanded this thing down for me before he brought it to me. So the only thing I have to do is do the final sand with 600 and get ready to actually spray color, which makes life super easy on me. But we needed a way to fund our paint booth, so that's why we took this project on. So we're gonna do this project and then we'll get back to some of our stuff, but let's show you guys where we're at right now. So yeah, it's in sealer. I've already got the second coat mixed up, ready to go. So I'm gonna go grab the gun, come back, get all this stuff recoated. We'll let that sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna start shooting some color. So spray some more sealer. So I have both fenders and both doors nicely covered with 2 coats of sealer. I'm gonna let that sit for about 30 minutes. We're gonna come back in, we're gonna mix up some of this single stage blue. This is a phenomenal color. The color scheme on this car is gonna look really, really good. It's this blue and this white. We're doing it 2-tone, but it's gonna look really, really good. Can't wait to show you guys. See you back in a few. All right, so the main body of the car is going to be a coastal blue. And I can kind of show you guys a little bit. This is a part that I painted a while back. So it's a coastal blue. He didn't talk to me before buying some of the materials, so the blue color is actually a single stage, so that's gonna add a little bit of work. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna paint the car, the bottom half. We're gonna let it sit a few days, then we'll wet sand this, that way it's able to be cleared. But I sprayed a little bit of this on a couple of parts, and the stuff actually sprays out really, really nicely. But we're painting the car in pieces. It was taken apart, so it's just easier for me to do. And I wanted to be able to get all the way around the doors and the fenders, so that's why I have those hanging up. But we'll do the body of the car separate. But we're gonna go ahead and get these parts painted. I've got a few other small parts that need to be painted as well, so we'll be doing those next. But for today, I wanted to go ahead and get the doors and fenders knocked out. But got a little bit of paint mixed up, so we're gonna stick it on the gun. We're gonna go out here and spray these big parts and see how this stuff is going to lay out. So pretty excited to see it, but it's been a long time since I've sprayed single stage, so here we go. So overall, for the first coat, this looks really good. Laid out pretty slick in most places. There's a little bit where I need to spray it a little bit heavier to get it laid out slick. There is some orange peel in this, and I probably could remedy that with a little bit of thinner. But that was just the first coat, so it's probably gonna lay down some more once we put it on a little heavier. But at the end of the day, we are gonna sand this back down. So we're gonna sand it down slick, just like we did the Chevelle with the clear coat. So we're gonna sand down this single stage super slick, so that way when we clear it, it's nice and flat, so you'll never see any of that orange peel anyway. The only orange peel there will be, if there is any, is in the clear coat right before we cut and buff it. So, gotta say, not too shabby for the first time spraying single stage in several years. All right, so it's been a few days. I'm not sure exactly how many days, but we're back out in the shop on the 65 Fairlane paint project. So off camera, I went ahead and wet sanded everything, got everything ready for paint because you guys have watched us wet sand literally everything, and I'm sure you're tired of watching that for now. So did that off camera, got the car moved in the shop. So now next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and set up our makeshift booth, which we used to paint the Chevelle, if you guys remember. So we're gonna get that set up, get the lights hooked up, and then we're fixing to get ready to put some color on this thing. So let's go.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some need.
Alrighty guys, so since we have everything set up for our temporary paint booth, we're gonna get ready to actually start painting this thing. So you guys remember me saying that this thing was actually going to be a two-tone paint job, and the owner actually bought the material before we talked, and he bought single stage for the bottom and base coat, clear coat for the top. So that being said, we're going to use the single stage, and we're actually going to paint the bottom half of the car with the blue single stage. Then we're going to have to let it sit for a few days before we actually wet sand the whole car back down. Then we'll paint the white, and then we'll clear coat everything. So a lot of work left ahead. So that being said, everything's ready. Everything has been wiped down. We've wiped it with a tack cloth and all of that good stuff. The other little parts are hung up already. So I'm about to mix up some sealer. We're gonna shoot a couple coats of sealer, get everything covered, and then we're gonna let this sit for about an hour before we actually shoot any color. So we're gonna get to work on that right now and start laying down some paint. Okay guys, so the sealer is sprayed on the car. I'll show you guys up close here in just a minute. Had a few little issues with it, but we got that squared away, so we're all right. But we did 2 good wet coats all the way around the car on the parts that are hanging up in the lean-to. And so yeah, everything's covered with a nice good coat of sealer. So next we're gonna go ahead and mix up our blue paint and get ready to cover this thing. I'm gonna show you guys, like I said, up close on the car so you can see kind of how the sealer looks. But yeah, we have a good base to spray everything on. So we're fixing to mix up some blue and get it laid out on the car. So here we go.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
Okay guys, so we've reached the end of another episode of Coop's House. I know this was just a little bit different from what we usually post, but we decided to take on this little side job so we could actually use what we make off of it to fund our paint booth so that we don't have to do this anymore. So yeah, that's how we got here. But I know we didn't finish up the paint job in this episode. That's because the guy we're doing this for bought single stage for the bottom and base coat clear coat for the top. And so I have to wait a few days so I can actually wet sand the entire car, and so that I can paint the top and then clear coat the whole thing, like top color, bottom color, everything. So it'll be clear coat over the whole car. So I have to wait a few days, and because of that, we're gonna go ahead and call it here so we can upload this episode this weekend. So yeah, anyway, that's fine. We'll pick up on that next week and get this knocked out. But as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you click the like button. Subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications so you know when we post videos, and talk to us in the comments, because the more you guys interact with us, whether it be likes or comments, the more our channel is recommended to people with similar interests. And we've seen an absolutely insane amount of growth on the channel over the last 2 weeks. We went from like 150 subscribers up to like 230 or something crazy like that. And we really want to keep that momentum. So let's make sure we do that. But anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.